Andrew's sick and I feel it's coming for me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I made myself and him, even though he's probably not going to drink it, some elderberry tea. Hopefully that does something.
Um, Wait a minute. Uh, that's season 11, 12, 13. I like how I don't remember like anything that happened in these seasons.
It's okay. I don't remember anything most of the time. I got nothing going on up here. Something I say a lot is like insert like blank looking ass a lot, and Andrew has adopted that. I sent him a picture of our cats snuggling with him while he was sleeping, and he just replied to me and he said, Delphine with her Toy Story looking ass.
I'm separating these so that it's not like I'm trying to find these in this paragraph. Um, and if real quick, so what kind of snack did you get?
I got Tate's ginger snaps.
Cheese and crackers.
Oh, you went savory and I went sweet. I These are my favorite cookies. The Tate's cookies. They're so fucking good. I didn't even know they made Christmas cookies. I saw these at Walgreens. They're really fucking loud though, so when I eat one, I have to mute.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna happen to me too. We'll take turns snacking. Okay. I've got a list of like 5 best Rowena moments in the show, and we'll go over those. And we can talk about like the brief portrayal of witches in Supernatural, which is not really a great portrayal because they're kind of viewed as evil. And like, excuse me, supernatural entities and shit like that. But let's go ahead.
Hey, witches.
Hey, witches. We've
I'm
got
ready.
probably a mini episode, but who knows how long it's going to be. It might run long.
I'm ready.
And it's Kaija centric.
Yes.
So, who here has seen the television show Supernatural?
Me.
Excellent. Me too. Tony and I binged it for 15 seasons because it has 15 seasons. And we're going to talk about witchcraft in Supernatural, but specifically, we're going to talk about Rowena, one of my favorite characters, probably. So, to start off, I want to give a brief, extremely brief synopsis of Supernatural. Okay. It is a show in which two adult brothers fight off supernatural entities. Each season has a main storyline with multiple side story episodes to accompany the main story. Um, awesome. Rowena is a witch that appears in season 10 through season 15. So more than a third of the show. And God, she's a badass.
And she's hot.
And she's hot.
She's so pretty. And she's
Like,
Scottish.
I can't tell you how many times we were watching Supernatural and I was like, damn, Rowena's dress. Or damn, Rowena's makeup. Or damn, Rowena's hair. She's this short, beautiful, red-headed woman with these piercing eyes. I have no other way to describe them.
I didn't know she was short.
Yeah, she's much shorter than like the other cast members.
For the listeners, I have seen Supernatural, and I've never finished it. I definitely have not seen the double digits of the seasons. I maybe made it to season 3.
I
Maybe.
Oh, I was about to say, I think her first appearance might be at the very last scene of season 9, because I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe how they introduced Rowena was her in a hotel room. I'm pretty sure she killed somebody for blood. And then you see her face, and then it just ends. And so you're left with, who is that?
Who is she?
But she's absolutely lovely. She is portrayed by, I believe, Ruth McConnell or Ruth Connell. Ruth Connell, no Mick.
Um,
And
I
she's
saw. Hmm?
go go ahead, go ahead.
When I was looking her up for like to see if there was any questions I wanted to ask you about her, I saw immediately like she was on the fandom wiki, obviously, but next to it was the villains wiki.
So Rowena, just like her son, who is also a pretty main character in the show, they're both anti-heroes.
Hmm. Like the Taylor Swift song.
Like the Taylor Swift song. I was trying not to say it.
I saw it in your eyes.
Uh, so her son is Crowley, who that's not his real name.
Oh,
His real name is, I believe, Fergus MacLeod.
I think that's what I saw on the wiki. Because McLeod is her last name.
Fergus Roderick MacLeod.
Mm.
And they were from, I believe, they were from Scotland, and they were from, I believe, like the 1700s. And Crowley has died. His soul is still alive. So he's, I believe, turned into a demon. And you'll have to forgive me because it's been probably a year since I saw the last episode. But I remember a decent amount of things. Crowley's passed on. he's now a demon who he's a pretty important guy. He like rules over hell, kind of. Um, because he's a badass. And Rowena is not dead. Rowena's still alive. Up until season 15. And she has used, I guess, witchcraft to stay alive, whether I don't know, it's spells or potions or what, but she's still alive and she looks fucking amazing. So I gotta say that. And then Rowena and Crowley have a very, I'm gonna say, toxic relationship. He feels he never got loved as a child. Rowena was in love with this other guy, but who's really in love with their children, like in love with their children like that. But it's
Wait. Rowena is in love with their children, or the person she was seeing was in love with her children?
Rowena is in love with this guy that she killed, I'm certain of. And she ended up using, this is going to be such a messy episode because
It's
there's
okay.
so much, but it's okay. If you like Supernatural, just listen. And if you haven't watched it yet, just listen and listen to us go on about things that we love.
If you
Um,
haven't watched Supernatural, you're in the same boat as me. So like we're on this ride together.
exactly. So Rowena was in love with this boy that she met when she was younger, and she didn't end up marrying him because she married somebody else. And
Mhm.
she ends up bringing him, somebody ends up bringing him back. And she ends up killing him for a spell. She has to make a sacrifice. And the thing is, when this happened, the team had to find somebody that she loved unconditionally, and her son was not it. And she had, I was about that's what I'm saying. Like, she didn't really love this. She didn't love her son. Okay. She didn't love,
Damn.
okay. And
Okay. Okay.
she's
Fuck.
still one of my favorite characters. She's conniving and sneaky and cunning and smart and fabulous.
You can like characters that aren't good. That's fine.
Right. It's like Professor Snape.
Yeah.
Uh, and so the thing is, she, a lot of times when the team is with Rowena, a lot of times it's kind of like a what's in it for me situation. Like, she's only going to help if it benefits her. But towards the end of the series, we end up seeing her make a lot of sacrifices for the team. And she ends up doing that a lot. And it's something that you don't necessarily expect from her, but it's very nice to see. Now, real quick, before I get more into Rowena, I want to talk about the portrayal of other witches in Supernatural because, one second, Ziggy's biting on his leg and he's being a weirdo.
If you are interested in watching Supernatural because of Rowena, I want to warn you, do not, if you care about spoilers, do not go to the fandom wiki because there's a massive fucking spoiler right at the fucking top. Um,
What spoiler is
so
that? Cut it out.
hmm?
What spoiler is that? We'll cut it out.
It's like how she dies and why she dies.
Yep.
Like right at the fucking top of the wiki. Like not on the side, like where it says like, oh, death and like everything. Like it's a big ass quote where she's talking to Sam about how he needs to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I just shoved a bunch of crackers in my mouth.
Take your time, whatever. We're chill.
So there are witches that are not Rowena in Supernatural. And they get a real bad portrayal just because they're viewed as evil and most of them are viewed as evil. There's this one group of women who like were getting together for probably some NLM shit. And then they found a book of spells. And then they were doing really well after they started doing these spells. So they kept doing the spells. And then shit went haywire when one of them died because of one of the spells. And they were actually pretty good people. Because I don't think they really knew what they were getting into. It's like
Mm.
it's like when in horror movies when the white people goes into the abandoned house alone. They don't know what they're getting into, but you know in the back of your mind, like, don't fuck with Ouija boards.
Yeah.
Like this is like one of those situations. Don't fuck with Ouija boards. Don't go into the haunted house. Don't open up the spell book and start doing shit. Like you're
Yeah.
gonna send your soul away to the devil and you ain't even gonna know it.
Mm.
But a lot of the witches, these crackers are shit. End up using like hex bags for spells. Son of a bitch. Jesus.
Now, in Supernatural, what do they put in these hex bags? Because I know what you put in hex, like, I know what you use for hexes in real life, but I have a feeling that it's a little more extreme in something like Supernatural.
I specifically remember one very specific ingredient, and I'm probably wrong. Teeth, but
Were they human teeth?
I believe so. But I'm associating teeth with the hex bags, and it could be because there was a lady that had a hex bag placed like in her home or on her being, and she lost her teeth.
Hmm.
And so maybe that's not why I'm thinking teeth. Maybe I'm thinking, you know. Um,
Right.
but I believe like these are the worst crackers.
What kind are they?
They're Ritz. They just keep falling apart though.
I
Um,
love Ritz. What the fuck? Oh. Oh, yeah, they're not made for
this is
those really
really
good dips.
this is really soft cheese though.
Yeah, but like it's a like any good dip, I feel like Ritz are too soft to like deal with it, you know? That's like a wheat thin job.
I ate a sleeve last night with a sleeve with the cheese and none of them broke.
Oh, well then I have no answer for you.
These are
Sorry.
just wimpy ass crackers. Mm, herbs and bones, I think,
Okay.
in the
Yeah, I
hex.
mean, that's not too far off.
Um, and they usually put them in somebody's home or on their person or in their car.
So you don't always have to put it like on the person. Like you don't actually have to make contact with the person. And also bones are nice, but like not necessary. Like bones are expensive when they're ethically sourced, of course. There's always that one case of that girl on Tumblr who is taking bones from graveyards or whatever the fuck she was doing. Do
Oh
you know what I'm
yeah,
talking about?
in New Orleans when the cemeteries were flooding. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. What was her name? Oh, fuck, I can't remember her name. That's some internet history right there. Anyways, um, so yeah, they were making some hex bags with the spell book, and they shouldn't have been.
Okay. So a real quick synopsis of the 6 seasons that Rowena's in. Um, without going into too much detail, season 10 is about getting rid of the mark of Cain on Dean and creating something called the darkness, which covers the world. Like the world becomes dark and it kills people. The darkness is also a person that was released somehow, who is God's sister, and she is the opposite of him. He is light, she is dark. Okay.
Okay.
Also, she's like obsessed with Dean. Sam and Dean are the main characters. Should have started out with that. She's obsessed with Dean. Like she's in love with him. Like I'm pretty sure they bang. Pretty sure. Not 100% sure. Anyway, season 11 is about preventing the birth of Lucifer's child, a human angel offspring known as a Nephilim. Nephilims are very, very, very strong. And when it's they're very strong when it's just an angel and a human, but when it's an archangel and a human, is it archangel or archangel?
Archangel.
When it's an archangel and a human, they are probably like the strongest entities in the world. So they're trying to prevent the birth of him because they think Lucifer is going to taint him. But he gets birthed anyways. And season 12 is about finding him.
Hmm.
And season 13 is about said Nephilim. His name is Jack. And they become friends with him. And they become the target of angels and demons alike. So they're all like, we got to kill this dude. Spoiler alert, he can't really be killed. Season 14 is about them trying to defeat the Archangel Michael. And season 15 is about literally, it's like a fucking fist fight with God.
What?
Like,
What?
Sam shoots God
With a gun?
with a gun.
What?
And God turns on them and he's like, what the fuck? You did that. You fucked up. Now I'm gonna fuck up your lives. No, 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 no. Not just yours. Humans are terrible. I'm gonna end the world. And so they try to prevent this. Like,
Why?
it's full apocalypse.
Why? Why is God even like, why would he? I have so many like logistical questions about this. Why? Okay, number one, why did he shoot God with a gun?
Because he tried to kill him with a gun that could shoot and kill anything.
But why did he try to kill? Why did he try to kill God though?
Great question. I don't remember.
Okay.
I remember them
Next
having like a standoff in a cemetery
next
or a park
question
or
is
something.
why would God I mean if he's God, he could do he's supposed to be all powerful, almighty, whatever. Why the fuck would you come down in a creature form visage that can be shot with a gun that like I don't like why didn't it just pass through you? Like you're God. I don't
So he was in a vessel.
but I just I can't believe he got shot with a gun. I can't believe someone shot him with a gun.
And there's this gun. Oh, I don't remember what it's called.
Excuse me.
It's called the Colt the cult. It's just called the cult. And it's like
Okay.
it's a handgun. And it was created by a hunter, which is what Sam and Dean are killing supernatural beings. And this weapon was created with 10 bullets, and it was, excuse me, 13 bullets. I thought it was only 10. Who came up with this shit?
Well, it
And
has to be like an edgy number, like 13.
um anything that was shot by this gun using one of the original 13 bullets would die, including supernatural beings that are immune to other weapons. So, like demons, you have to exorcise. Um, Angels, you have to kill with an angel blade. Vampires, you have to chop off their heads. Um, like there's all kinds of creatures where like they have this insane way of having to get rid of them, and like you have to find like these absurd objects from like the lore of wherever they're from to get rid of them. Like the blade of Cain is like some is really similar to the cult, and I'm pretty sure that can like kill anything too. It's no, it's called the first blade, and it's a weapon from a jawbone of a donkey that is the mark of Cain, and when it's held by the bearer of the mark of Cain, it's able to kill any known being. But if it's imaginary, can't kill it.
But if it's imaginary, isn't it known by the person who imagined it?
I don't know, but they had an episode about imaginary friends.
Hmm. Did they try to kill an imaginary friend and it didn't work? Is that why there's that caveat?
Um, somebody's sorry about that. Somebody's imaginary friend was killing other imaginary friends,
That's grim.
isn't it? Um, so they kill God with this is like a fucking tangent. They kill God with this. They try to kill God with this revolver, and he's fine because he's God,
But he's pissed.
but he's pissed now, and he's like, "You suck, but more importantly, humans suck. So have fun in this. This being me abandoning the world and not giving it any kind of love that it needs, and I'm just gonna let it go to hell, literally." So let me head back to the notion.
I cannot believe with a gun.
I know. So back to Rowena.
Right.
At one point in the show, she recruits other witches to help her become more powerful using, excuse me, using ancient text from a grimoire. And this grimoire is like, there's so much shit in this show where I say I'm gonna be like, nobody's gonna fucking understand. This grimoire is being sought after by Nazis,
Oh, huh? What? What?
but they're like magical Nazis.
Oh, so are they like prejudiced against like a specific type of like supernatural creature?
Like they're literal Nazis.
Oh, so they're still anti-Semitic.
Oh yeah, and there was an episode
Oh yeah.
there was an episode with this they're called the Fuels. the Thule Society. That's Thule. And it is a subfaction of the Nazi party practicing occult arts. So they're like literal Nazis, and they do have beef with the Jewish people. And there's actually clay, a clay Jewish. It's a golem.
Right. Okay.
Golem is.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. So for those of you who don't know, it's a creature formed out of a lifeless substance such as dust or earth, like clay, that is brought to life by ritual incantations and sequences of Hebrew letters. And it protects its creator. There's a golem, and the first time we see this golem, it's super terrifying because you're just like, nothing can kill it. It's made out of earth. And you're just like, what is this? This is terrible. But it ends up being like a good guy. Um anyway, the Nazis are after the grimoire so that they can resurrect Hitler.
So they're just Nazis that know about supernatural and occult things.
Uh-huh. And they want to
Okay.
resurrect Hitler. And they want to do it using this grimoire. But Rowena's like, no, you can't have it. I need it to make myself more powerful. Duh.
Not because no, you can't resurrect Hitler.
I don't yeah. Yeah. I mean, um and there's I'm pretty sure there's another book of texts that she's after that another set of witches is in possession of. Maybe this is the same book of texts. I don't know. But it's in like this safe that needs specific blood to open. The specifically the blood, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong. It's like Sam or Dean's blood that like basically has to be. Like how coincidental is that? But like I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it's like blood from the descendant of Cain and Abel,
They're
which
descended from Cain and Abel.
yes, and their fate was supposed to be the same as Cain and Abel's.
Oh.
But no comment.
Okay. All right. All right.
No, like I said, no comment. So when Sam and Dean go to get this book, um, I'm pretty sure this is like Rowena's first like good moment where she actually saves them from these witches who are trying to kill them. I think I'm mixing up my storylines because there's like over 300 episodes,
Fair enough.
but she saves them from some witches. And she saves them multiple times while they're trying to do stuff for her, which most of the time they end up doing stuff for her because she did something for them because it's still a what's in it for me type situation.
Mhm.
Um and towards the end of the series she becomes a vital part of the cast. I went right into that, no transition or anything. Um so towards the end of the series, Rowena becomes a vital part of the cast, and she helps him save the world a number of times because that's who she is. She's a fabulous witch. Um, and I actually, because I have nothing in my brain because I forget everything. But I found a list of some favorite Rowena moments on Supernatural,
Oh.
which is super awesome. Um, Rowena has, I said she was very conniving. So there was a time when she encountered Lucifer, and Lucifer's after her. Because she's the only person that can conjure a spell that can restore him to his former glory. And she tells him that the spell may not last. And spoiler alert, it doesn't. He makes a deadly threat that makes her plead for her life and explain why she's still of use to him. And so she conjures a spell, and he starts to decay. And she had tricked him because she can't destroy him, but she can at least slow him down to buy more time. Okay. So great on Rowena because Lucifer is bad guy. Um, at one point, she was being held captive with Sam or something. And she tells him about the things that she's regretted in her life. And she admits that it cost her everyone that she loves.
Mm-hmm.
And she, there are a few points when we see a softer side of her, when she really ends up being the encouragement that Sam or Dean or Cass or whomever need to really push them to do the thing. The thing being all the general things that she's pushed them to do. And I think that makes her a really important character because you see that even though she wasn't really a good mother to her son, she can still be a good human, a good witch, a good person, and she can still make people know how important they are.
Yeah. Oh.
Another part is talking about when she saves them from the witches. She arrives basically just in time to save the day. Um, she ends up really having a soft spot for Sam and Dean and Cass. And I really like the way that her character develops over the course of the seasons that she's in because she really does have a lot of character development. Um, she definitely towards the beginning of her time on the show is a huge anti-hero, but towards the end you definitely consider her to be more of a protagonist, and I think that's awesome. And then towards the end of the series, um she dies, and she sacrifices herself to save the world, and she sucks all of these souls and demons into herself using a spell from that grimoire, and then she throws herself with these souls in her body, in her she's being a vessel now. She throws herself into hell, like she basically jumps into a hole in the ground, basically jumps off a cliff into an abyss. Amazing. And the thing is, like, Sam had to stab her,
Okay.
and he really did not want to do that because he's grown close to her.
Yeah.
And she had to talk him into stabbing her to save the world. If that shows how much they've formed a relationship over those 5, 6 seasons, I think that's one of the true points that shows they've actually they've become reliant on each other.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody being Castiel, who's an angel, or Dean really expect this because they're just like they're waiting by this abyss that is the entrance to hell. And Dean is chewing out Castiel, I think. And he's just like, do you realize you just ruined the only plan that we have? And Rowena comes out with a, bloody spot on her dress, and she's, stumbling over to this hole to hell, a hell hole, if you will. Um, and they're just shocked that she actually sacrifices herself. And I think that's obviously it's a really important part of the show, but I think it's a really important part that shows her character growth.
Mm-hmm. Also, I think that was a really good Dean impression.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the part I read it. Well, I didn't know she jumped into a hellhole. Um, I did know that Sam stabbed her because thanks Fandom Wiki for putting that right at the top of her fucking wiki page. But I didn't know she had to throw herself into a hellhole.
Yeah, they don't. Here's the thing. I love spoilers. I look them up. I
Mm-mm.
want to know what happens. It's my
Mm-mm.
anxiety talking to me. And she says, girl, get the spoilers so you don't have to be, anxious about it.
So you don't have to wait to find out.
So you don't have to wait to find out. And so I look up spoilers and I look up characters to find out more about them. And it's not necessarily, okay, I don't necessarily look up spoilers. I look up the characters and then I find out their fates.
See,
That's my
like,
toxic trait.
your toxic trait is that you look up spoilers
Yeah.
or that you don't mind spoilers. I think it's fine. I don't know. Like there's this one podcast I listen to and one of the hosts, she will look up the end of movies while she's watching them. And I just like why are you I can't understand it cuz like why are you watching the movie? Like
You
it, for
want to see how it was done.
hmm?
You want to see how it was done.
Like, yeah, okay, that's fair. For me, it would take all the fun out of it because, like there's no surprise or no, I don't know.
You want to see what leads up to it.
Yeah.
So, like, I knew Sam killed Rowena.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how they got there. I don't know that it was to save the world. I just
Okay.
knew Sam killed Rowena. I was like, oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, I guess you knew that. Yeah, because I mean, you watched all of Supernatural, so you knew that Rowena was gonna die.
Hmm.
Okay, and also backtracking to the beginning of our recording, when you say you binged the 15 seasons, when you say binge, like I have a feeling this was like an intense binge. How was the binging process? Like, how often were you watching it?
Okay, so it took us about 8 months to watch it all.
Oh, okay.
It's 15 seasons. And at that time, Tony and I only really saw each other's on Wednesday and Saturday nights, and on Tuesday and Saturday nights, and on Wednesday and Sundays, we had the whole day together. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we had other plans. Sometimes we would watch an episode before bed. Sometimes the day that we had a full day together, we'd watch like 8 episodes.
Wow.
Um, but there were definitely days when we binged it.
Mm. I feel like 8 months is like a healthy amount of time to binge 15 seasons.
Hmm.
That's a lot of fucking seasons. That's too many. Why is there so many?
Well, we're in the middle of Criminal Minds right now.
Oh my god.
Also 15 seasons. And they're coming out with the revival later this month.
Andrew, we're before I came in here, we were watching Pink Panther, the one with Steve Martin. And he's like, "Have you seen the original Pink Panther? Did you know there's 9 of them?" And I was like, why is there 9? Like, he's like, "What do you mean why?" And I was like, "There should be 9 of any series of movies. That's so many." And then I didn't say this out loud, but then I shortly realized that there
There's
are 9 Star Wars movies.
there's 11 Star Wars movies.
I guess. I was talking about like,
Technically 12.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I was mostly just thinking about like the main ones. But yeah, with Solo and Rogue One and
Clone Wars.
hmm?
There's a Clone Wars movie. It's animated though.
Yeah. There's so much Star Wars content, it's ridiculous. I just feel like stories should end sometimes.
It's like Lord of the Rings, though. There's like so many different characters, and you want like backstories on all of them.
Yeah,
And George Lucas and Disney are like, yeah, we'll do it.
yeah. Well, because they know that like anything that Star Wars is gonna make them so much money.
Mm-hmm. That was delicious.
Good. I still haven't finished my tea. I wonder if Andrew's even touched his tea. He's probably asleep on the couch right now. He does not like hot drinks. But I was like, I'm making you tea. Because his throat, like, he does not even want to talk right now. It's like, fucking chicken.
So, Rowena, back to Rowena. Rowena's main form of magic is using spells from some type of book that she performs by mixing ingredients together and saying incantations. I don't know how accurate this is. Like to witchcraft.
I mean, how does she, I mean, what does she mix them in? Where did, like, is she making potions? Is she making, like, what is she making?
Usually, she mixes them in a metal bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I think they're just spells. I don't think they're potions. Because it's not like I don't think anybody like eats them or drinks them. Like I I keep forgetting how much shit there is in Supernatural that I just forgot about.
Well, I'm looking around to see if I have I have a lot of ingredients around me, just not mixed things. Oh, okay. This is something I mixed and said an incantation over, but it wasn't an incantation. It was kind of more of a like a silent prayer. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
a little home blessing thing that you scatter in front of your door.
That's cute.
Yeah, it has wormwood and um angelica root and rosemary, some other shit in it. I don't really remember. I made it a while ago. Um, oh, an eggshell.
Hmm.
But um that's I mean, it's not inaccurate. I'm sure some of the things I mean, I'm sure it's exaggerated because
It's media.
yeah, it's media and they shot God with a gun.
Yeah.
So I didn't forget about that. Um but I mean, that's not inaccurate and also like witches do use cauldrons. Not for that though. Usually it's for burning stuff. Ziggy! Oh, big yawn.
You got pajamas.
Oh my god, he's so cute. Oh my god, the little reindeer ears. Ziggy. Oh, he's so sleepy.
He's a sleep.
Ziggy.
Hey. Hi.
Oh, what a sweet boy. He's been so quiet.
I know. He hasn't rung the bell. He hasn't gotten any of his toys.
What a good boy. He loves Supernatural.
Now he's licking my hand because it tastes good.
That I can hear very well.
Excellent. Good boy, Ziggy.
I might leave some of that in.
He doesn't stop. Thank you.
Just some Ziggy ASMR. He's so cute.
You hear that? You're so
Ziggy!
cute.
Ziggy! Ziggy! You can't tell if he hears me.
He can, and he's looking for where the sound is coming out.
Ziggy! Ziggy! Okay, I'll stop. I know you don't understand screens.
He
What
was
the
watching
fuck were we?
Harry Potter last night.
Fucking Delphine was watching Great British Bake Off. And it's so weird because like sometimes they will like understand screens for a little bit, but then like it's like their understanding vanishes.
Stop putting your feet on the keypad. Hi.
Delphine does that too. Um, so yeah, I mean that is accurate. It's probably just exaggerated. The whole
Probably.
incantation and the spells thing.
There's a point when she becomes like really, really, really powerful and she's able to. I want to make sure I'm not making this up in my head. I don't know how to make sure I'm not making this up in my head. Pretty sure there's a part where she becomes really powerful and she's able to do magic without saying spells or mixing ingredients. And I'm pretty sure, like, was this Rowena? Was this someone else?
Makes me think of Sabrina.
It makes me think of Hocus Pocus 2 when they were just shooting lightning out of their fingers.
Well, I remember Sabrina, all of a sudden she doesn't have to say spells anymore. She just like thinks it and then it's there.
I think so. In the first couple of episodes with Rowena, she does these spells on these people on their brains or something, and they end up like their bodies can't contain the spell, so they end up dying and like basically like incinerating from the inside out.
Hmm,
Or like turning to mush or something like that. Like basically their brains are like, I can't handle this. Ugh. Oh, dead.
that's good. That's great. Not worrisome at all. Why do you remember why she was casting a spell on these people?
Let me Google it.
It would be really unfortunate if she was trying to help them. And that's what happened.
Oh, she's so gorgeous.
Oh, there's peppermint in here too. It smells
Ooh, this
that
website
smells like Vaporub.
this website has some really great information on it. So it says she was a natural born witch, originally from Scotland in the 17th century or possibly earlier. And before she became a witch, she was a peasant and the daughter of a tanner in Canes Bay. I don't know what a tanner is.
They tan leather.
Okay. She fled her village and abandoned her 8-year-old son, Fergus Crowley. Um, after she was charged with practicing witchcraft, and she practiced with a witch called Leticia D'Albiani and joined something called the Grand Coven. And they were critics of her because she had a child that was a muggle, but they were willing to overlook it because she possessed great talent. But she was expelled from the Grand Coven because one spell that she created was used to vanquish demons, and they considered it to be too extreme. I'm pretty sure she killed the woman who led the Grand Coven because
Damn.
she was bitter about it.
I mean, that's kind of um like a weak ass reason to like kick her out.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but they also used a spell to limit her magic until she found that grimoire that we've been talking about. And that grimoire had a spell that broke the magical binding.
Mm-mm.
I know the Grand Coven's kind of icky. Um,
I don't like that.
so I'm looking at these episode synopses for the episodes that she's in. There's all these characters whose names I don't remember. So Rowena finds these sex workers and she tries to create her own coven, and she takes them to this fancy restaurant, and the server was like, sorry, they can't be in here, they don't match the dress code. And Rowena was like, fuck you. And
Solid.
she threw a hex bag at him, and he started vomiting black goop, and he collapsed and died. Um,
Do they just use hex bags like little bombs?
sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
So she offers to take these sex workers under her wing, and the waiter that was another waiter that was serving them, his face turns red, he collapses. Um, and Rowena and the sex workers book it the fuck out of there. Um, this is like one of her very first episodes. So Rowena ends up putting these spells on people, but it turns out it seems that her it seems that her magic is too strong. And after the spell runs its course, the people that she puts these spells on end up dying, which is kind of shitty. And she wasn't trying to kill them, I don't think.
The
I'm not
sex workers?
yeah. Or the other
Damn.
people that she tried. using spells on. Like there were like four of these people that ended up dying.
Damn. That sucks.
But this is like literally every single episode that she's in. It's amazing.
What site are you using?
Supernaturalwiki.com.
Hmm.
Like we obviously don't have enough time to go through all of these, but like she does a lot. Oh, I love her so much. Yeah, she is able to use magic out of her fingertips.
Like in Hocus Pocus.
Like in Hocus Pocus. My human's calling me. Custom. Am
Yeah.
hoarding. Call you back. Um, no, Rowena's a really cool character. I really love her character. I'm glad they wrote her into the show. She also does, like, for the most part, mend the relationship with Crowley, her son, um, before he meets his fate.
That's good.
Um, but I think overall, she's a good character, and I really like her. And I don't have much else to add, but if you want to watch more about Rowena, you can either like look up her best scenes on YouTube or watch Supernatural, which is, I believe, still on Netflix.
I think it's still on Netflix as well. Um, yeah, I mean, she's a pretty Scottish lady who also is a witch, and she's complicated, which are all things that I enjoy. So that alone makes me want to attempt to watch Supernatural again. But I do this thing with shows where, like, if I haven't watched it for so long and I don't know what episode I left off on, I just give up trying to figure out and I'll start over from like season 1, episode 1. So for that reason, I've seen this first season of Walking Dead like at least 4 times.
Yeah.
And then I just gave up. I am not watching Walking Dead, but Supernatural I might give another try. That one I've only done twice, maybe 3 times now.
It's it's good. I enjoy it.
Last time I watched, I got to the part where they had just introduced Castiel. Um, and now that I know how it ends, because like everyone freaked out, I don't know. I still might watch it because there's 15 seasons.
Listen, there's a lot of characters that die that I don't think should have died.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it goes.
That's how it be.
I'm sorry though. I'm sorry for your losses. You okay?
A lot of characters that die that shouldn't have died. Just saying.
I've heard and seen that Jensen Ackles and the name of the man who plays Sam, who I can never remember,
Jared.
Jared Padalecki.
Mhm.
I'm sure I'm saying his last name wrong, but that's how I read it.
I'm sure it's right.
Oh, okay, great. Um, Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles. I've heard that they are like, the fans sometimes are not huge fans of the way the show is written sometimes, especially when it comes to women characters. And like oh my god, Jensen and Jared are like very much on the fan side about it, but I
Yeah,
don't know a whole lot about it. So,
I heard that towards the end of filming, Jared and Jensen had a falling out.
oh no, like Cain and Abel.
Like Cain and Abel. Um,
That's a big understatement.
I they're doing it's not a reboot, but it's like a prequel series with
Oh,
I think it's Jensen that's gonna be in it. I don't think Jared is in it, and it's probably gonna be I don't know how the hell they're gonna do it.
do you know anything about like what the plot is?
It's it goes, let me look it up.
I had the biggest crush on Jensen Ackles for a little bit.
Okay, I believe it's called The Winchesters.
Hmm. Oh, well, they'll probably just do it like when, Sam was fucking off at school or whatever. And
Maybe, or it might
and
be from when Dean and his dad were going around hunting.
exactly. And Sam was off doing like whatever. So they don't need Jared, I guess.
So this is what this website says. Collider.com. After a breathtaking run of 15 long years, the CW's Supernatural wrapped up its journey with heartfelt and tearful goodbyes in the fall of 2020. However, the longest running fantasy show ever had a few more stories to tell. Specifically, what happened before Sam and Dean's dad went out on a hunting trip. What was the origin of the Winchesters, and how did the whole storyline of Supernatural come to be? All these questions will be laid to rest in the upcoming Supernatural prequel, The Winchesters, a loving tribute to the fans who can't get enough of the notoriously famous family of hunters, courtesy of Jensen and Danielle Ackles.
I don't think anyone's asking that question.
I don't think I was asking that question because, to be quite honest, I'm pretty sure it's answered in the show. What? Let's see. What happened before Sam and Dean's dad went out on a hunting trip? Um, well, their mom was a hunter.
Hmm.
Their dad was not. They fell in love. And then she got killed. And
Right.
then he turned into a hunter to get the thing that killed her. Because, like, listen, this is not a spoiler at all. The very first episode, I'm pretty sure, starts and ends with mom on the ceiling in fire.
Right. Yeah.
So, like, uh, that's
So we
not
know.
that's not homicide done by a human.
So we know what he was doing before Sam and Dean became hunters. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
they just want more money.
People are gonna give it to them.
Yeah. You know what? I'm fine with that. Get your money, whatever.
It's like Star
I,
Wars.
I don't have any problems with CW. Um, let's see. Do I have any other questions about Rowena?
Oh, you know what? I found some more information on this website because I scrolled down some more.
Does she do any like specifically like Scottish witchcraft? Or do they not do that kind of research and do that in the show?
Let me find out.
Because I don't know a whole lot about Scottish and or Celtic witchcraft. but I am learning, and so I would like to know
Oh,
if
she's
it's in the
gorgeous.
show.
The Scottish witch Rowena from Supernatural was possibly based on a pagan woman who seduced and ruined a king, opening the door for Anglo-Saxon invasion of Britain.
Hmm. Sounds fake. Sounds like you're just wanting to blame shit on a woman. What's it say?
Doesn't give a whole lot. The real Rowena is like King Arthur in that no one knows if she was actually real or not. There is little to almost no information on her, and the little that's given is jumbled up with historical confusion and literary rewrites. But throughout so many revisions, one thing that always remains the same is she played a role in the Anglo-Saxon settlement of British and was a symbol of both paganism and treachery. In the text, Rowena is presented as being an enchantress who won her husband and his kingdom through potions, and seduction. Once he falls for her, her father gains control over the kingdom of Kent, and the Saxons begin to work their way into Britain.
I
there's other
mean, not. Hmm?
there's other versions. Rowena is
I
also believed to have served as a basis for the Morgan Le Fay, another magical seductress who played a massive role in the Arthurian legends and one of the most famous sorceresses in history.
Okay, that gives a little more credence.
I don't think she does anything that is like explicitly Scottish witchcraft.
Fair enough. I kind of wasn't expecting that. But that whole thing about like the pagan woman leading to the downfall of the king. I don't know, man. That kind of just sounds to me like they wanted to blame a woman for their problems. Maybe that's just me.
I'm gonna look that up later because I want to understand more about that.
Let me know what you find.
I will. I probably won't get back on the computer until, next Monday, but
That's fair. Fair enough.
that's how it is. So,
Mm,
but that's what I've got on Rowena.
okay.
She's
Well,
a
that was fun.
fantastically written character.
Yeah, she sounds complex and I like I haven't heard great things about the women that are written in Supernatural, but she sounds complex and like good and I like that.
So there's not a lot of women in Supernatural in general. Um, it's like their mom and Rowena and this demon named Meg and
Meg.
Charlie.
I know Meg.
Meg is actually a pretty good character. I would also consider Meg to be an anti-hero. Charlie's really well written. See, the characters are definitely well written. I think Jensen also has a love interest and she was very well written as well. Um, I think why is my computer at 15%? It was at 55% when I started this and it's on the charger. It's probably because this charger doesn't charge enough.
Oh no.
Anyway, I think the thing about the women in Supernatural is how Jensen's character, Dean, is written because Dean's kind of like a player.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably where the issue comes from. But like Charlie's gay and she's a really well-written character. And Mary Winchester is a really well-written character, and that's their mom. And Rowena, while she does have some naughty scenes, she's still a very well-written character. And then, oh, there's also Donna, and there's also the mom from the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, whose name escapes me. Kim something. Kim Rhodes. She's in there. She's a police officer. She's very motherly to the boys. And Donna's a cop from up north, and she looks like Bridget Mendler from Good Luck Charlie. I think that's the show, the Disney Channel show. Bridget Mendler also was in Lemonade Mouth on Disney Channel.
I didn't watch Lemonade Mouth.
That's a shame because that's probably one of my favorite Disney Channel original movies.
That was after my time, I think.
It was after my time too, and I still watched it.
I just looked up Kim Rhodes and she's 53 and she looks amazing.
I know. She's also in an episode of Criminal Minds
Good for her.
in like season 13 or 14.
She's in an episode of Star Trek?
Yes.
Okay, go off, Queen.
But yeah, Donna's so Kim Rhodes' character, the cop, I don't starts with J.
Jody Mills.
Thank you. Jody is a really well-written character, and so is the other cop, Donna, who comes in every now and then for episodes, and Donna becomes a hunter. Jody is like a part-time hunter. There's this girl, um, there's two girls that Jody adopts whose names I don't remember. And one of them becomes a hunter. And there's the one that becomes a hunter falls in love with a girl named Kaija. Guess me.
Who?
But she's from a different universe. Like she's from like an alternate universe. And in that alternate universe, like the world is dark and things are killing people. And so they call her Dark Kaija. Because there's also like a regular Kaija.
Oh my
But
god.
they always
Shadow
call her
Kaya.
Dark Kaija, and I'm just like, nice.
Shadow Kaya.
So I like that. And then I don't think that the women in this series are like written bad or like written inappropriately. I think it's the way that like the other characters treat them.
Mm. I remember hearing something again. I just want to reiterate I have not watched Supernatural. This is just all because I am a child of the internet and grew up on Tumblr. I also heard
Remember Super Who?
Super Hulock.
Super Hula.
Don't don't bring it up. Um, what were you in Super Hulock?
I was like in no, I was in Hulock. And then like I fell off of Lock and I was in like Hula.
You mean you were in Super Who? Or I mean you were in Who? There's just three.
But I watched like the first two seasons.
Oh,
So it's like
of
Super
of
Who no, it's like Hulock. And then I fell off of Who, so it's like And then I started watching Super, so it's like Super whoa whoa.
You're such a dork. I only watch Doctor Who,
We've
and all
actually
my friends.
oh, Doctor Who, that's what it is. Supernatural, Doctor Who, Sherlock.
Yeah, yeah. Um, what the fuck were they saying? Oh yeah, on Tumblr, I saw that they were in Supernatural. They engaged in the whole bury your gays trope. Um, and like I said, I haven't watched that far into Supernatural, so like I don't even think I saw a gay person in Supernatural yet. So I don't know, but that's another thing that like the fans were upset about, and Jensen and Jared were also like, "Yeah, that sucks. We know."
Well, there's Charlie and Charlie's gay, and then there's the girl, Claire, that's her name, Claire. Claire's gay.
Do they die soon after or something?
Charlie dies after a few seasons. So Charlie gets killed by the Nazis. Charlie is in season 7 through 10.
Dude, I don't know how I feel about them having Nazis in their show.
They're not like uh, they're full disclosure, crazy opinion here. I think that their main identity is not Nazi. Like, in my opinion, I think their main identity is more like a cult with
Mm,
like a little bit of let's bring Hitler back to life
like a dash of Nazi.
with like a dash of Nazi. Like they're they're just icky. It's like a mafia kind of.
You know what I'm picturing when I think of like this group of people that you're describing is like some really, really edgy boys at high school
They're like college
that,
boys.
yeah, like some very edgy kids at high school that like want to be edgy for the sake of being edgy, and in all sense of the words, like being offensive for the sake of being offensive, and also being edgy for the sake of being edgy. That's exactly like the type of people that I picture when you're describing this cult to me.
So it looks like Jody also adopted a girl named Patience and then a girl that we already talked about, Kaija. But okay, yes, they are like it's like a college frat group,
Ugh,
but
like a
like
brotherhood.
yeah,
Mm.
and I'm pretty sure there's definitely hazing going on when you join the school.
At first, I thought I was being sexist by starting off by saying it was a group of boys, but then you confirmed it by saying it was a frat. So,
It's like I don't think there's any women.
man, last episode we were talking about the stupid fucking hoods in the Little Witch Academia episode. Now we're talking about cult Nazis.
Yeah. One more thing that I want to mention about Supernatural,
Mm-hmm.
the last thing that we mentioned. The um I think he's a producer of Supernatural is named Robert Singer, and he literally named a character after himself.
No, stop it.
Bobby Singer.
Wait, Bobby?
Bobby.
Stop it.
Bobby.
Oh my God. For those listening, Bobby's like a beloved side character.
Bobby's the best.
And apparently he's a self-insert
So
by the producer.
he is the producer of Supernatural, and he literally named a character after himself.
But like he's just named after him, right? It's not like a self-insert.
Named after him. I don't think it's like based on like who he is. I'm pretty sure he probably doesn't say balls all the time.
Okay.
But that's like I remember like realizing that, and I was because like you sit through an episode, the credits start rolling, and Netflix is like next episode. One of the first people that they list on the credits, you've got like the director, and then you've got like the producer, and it always rolls by, and it says director name, and then it says producer Robert Singer, and you just kind of just ignore it for a while, and then you finally make the realization, and you're like, hold the front door. Hold on, right? Just a diddly do minute. Hold on. I need to back up and see this. And then everything falls into place.
I mean, that's not so bad as like, I don't know. I was watching Old the other day, and by the other day, I mean like 3 months ago, because that's just what the other day means to me. And M. Night, who directed that movie, M. Night Shyamalan, he cameoed in his own movie. He didn't cameo, he like played a part.
Um, John Green, fiction writer, cameoed in The Fault in Our Stars. However, the scene was deleted.
I think cameoing, that doesn't sound right. Doing a cameo is fine, but like M. Night like played a whole ass part.
Maybe nobody wanted to be in his movie.
It just felt strange. I don't know, it struck me wrong, felt wrong.
How is he not blacklisted?
I don't know. Old wasn't that bad. It wasn't great either, though. Have you seen it?
I haven't.
It doesn't strike me as a Kaya movie. If you have like an hour and a half to kill, it's not a waste of time, but like there's other better things to watch. I think I gave it like a 2.5 out of 5 on Letterbox.
Hmm.
Maybe not even. Maybe I gave it like a 2. Anyways, God. Um, is there anything else that you wanted to say about Rowena?
Not about Rowena, but I mean, can always mention again that she's absolutely gorgeous and incredibly fabulous.
Mm, I agree, and I haven't even watched it, but like you can just tell by looking at her. If you Google Supernatural Rowena, she's beautiful.
Her dresses are amazing, though. She wears the most incredible dresses.
Hang on a second. I haven't really looked that closely at her dresses. I've just been looking at her beautiful, beautiful face. I love her makeup.
I love it when she dresses in purple or blue. Those are excellent colors on her.
Yeah, she's so pretty. What the heck?
I know.
Every time I see someone do their makeup like that smoky eye, I'm like, I should start doing my makeup like that. Then I remember that's too much fucking work.
Me too. Oh, she's gorgeous.
Oh my God, I literally just said that, and then one of the images I'm looking at on Google says Rowena makeup tutorial.
I'll try it one day.
I mean, I know how to do it. It's just like it's too much fucking work, dude. I can't even be bothered with eyeshadow these days.
Oh, me either.
It's eyeliner, mascara.
I've definitely fallen out of doing makeup.
Which is honestly so surprising to me because you have so much colorful makeup.
I know. And I used to wear it like all the time, like every day. And now I'm just like, mm.
No, I don't know. I don't know. People's priorities change, and it's okay.
My priority is my health.
Good. That's a good priority to have.
And my health includes sleeping in.
Yes.
She just has such a lovely face.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's
that's all I got.
that was fun to listen to. Even though I haven't seen it, it's still fun to listen to. She sounds, like I said, like complex and like three-dimensional.
Oh, definitely. Like I said, one of the best characters on the show. She adds a
Um, hmm?
she adds a lot like to the show.
It does make me want to try watching it again. And maybe I will. There's just so many fucking shows I gotta watch. There's so much media and not enough time.
I know.
Um, Life is short, but also excruciatingly long. Um, so next week we will be talking about WandaVision.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have a feeling it might be kind of long, so be prepared for that.
I don't know much about WandaVision, but I'll try, you know, to understand. I will be watching the show, but I don't know if I will know everything. I won't because I've seen like 3.5 Marvel movies.
I am going to. My plan is to also rewatch the movie she's in to like refresh my memory. But I just want to disclaim right now that I have not read the comics, and I probably do not plan on it. That's just me being honest. Um, but for now, give us a follow on social media.
Mm-hmm.
We now have a little button on our Anchor website that says support in addition to our Patreon. So if you want to support us, but like you don't really care about getting any benefits, you can support us for either 99 cents a month, $4.99 a month, or $9.99 a month if
Mm-hmm.
you want to. And that's an option for you. But if you do want stuff in return, you can get the episodes early or the video versions of the podcast.
In which you can see our pets.
You can pay a little more on Patreon and then you can request bonus episodes because we are still lacking on making those because we don't know which ones to make. We have a list, but we haven't made them yet. So if you want your voice to be heard, that's one way to do it. Oh my god, I'm tired. What else?
Share this podcast with your friends.
Yes. Tell your friends how much you love this podcast and give us a 5-star review. Is that it?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. I'm so fucking tired. It just hit me all of a sudden. Okay.
And we'll talk to you next week.
Okay. Bye, witches.
Bye, witches.